The Comedy Grinder. Streaming live worldwide from the First Church of Cannabis. Tonight, Laura LUPTAK, Christian THRELKELD, George Fish, Brent Lee Smith, Mike Barnett, Patrick GAUGHAN. Tonight's episode.
Goodness gracious, great balls of Facebook.
And welcome everyone to the First Church of Cannabis. We've got a lot of comedians for you tonight, so we are gonna get things rolling right along. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our first comedian of the evening, Miss Laura LUPTAK.
Thank you. I'm going to move this so that you can see me. You know, you may not have noticed I'm a big girl. But, hi, how are you? Oh, shit, I just fucked up already. I meant to say, how high are you? You know, I'm totally out of my realm here for two reasons. Number one, this is a church, right? And last time I was in a church, I think Mommy had put me in one of those little itchy dresses and the stupid hat with the little white gloves. It was like Easter. Yeah, last time I was there. And number two, is that marijuana? You know, I don't want to sound stupid. I went to college. And I tried it. I don't want to sound like a president either, but I could not inhale. Honestly, I would cough and spit and stuff would come out my nose. It was just not a pretty sight. So I spent my whole 8 years in college faking it. Not twerking orgasms here. I was faking it. I was not stoned ever. But, and I must also admit, I am not a comedian. I'm a dentist. I just thought this would be a really cool place to come and hang out and openly bitch and complain about my patients and my job. You know, it's just almost 30 years of being in the dental field, and there are a lot of things that really started to chap my ass. I try to make my patients at ease. When I walk in the exam room, I want them to be comfortable. And I have patients that would say, you know, I hate coming to see you. Really? That has to be the rudest way to greet somebody. Especially somebody who's holding a needle and a drill and a lot of other sharp objects they're about to put into your mouth. And then I had patients who tried to be nice. Nice car, doc. Yeah, I bet I paid for that after that last humongous bill you sent me. No, you did not pay for my car. You paid for a root canal treatment and a crown that was put in your grungy ass mouth. Because 3 years ago, when it just needed a simple tiny filling, you wouldn't dish out that $80 and have it done. And then I had a female. I was trying to explain to her about her gum disease. And she went ballistic on me. Oh my God! Well, is it the peppermint or the spearmint that's infected? Should I bring it all in and have you test it? No. I had a gentleman that he came on a regular basis. He was a very good patient, always had excellent checkups. He came in one time and he had about 12 teeth. That's almost half of his teeth, people, that needed work done. And I said, I'm sorry, but what the hell have you been doing to your mouth? And he said, nothing, just what you told me. I quit using that toothpaste and started using baking soda. Now I took a minute and I had to draw him a picture, the difference between baking soda and bacon and soda. And he was not happy when I put him back on the Sensodyne toothpaste. But I left the corporate dental practice about 4 years ago. I don't know why they called it a practice. After almost 30 years of doing it, I was pretty damn sure I knew what I was doing. I wasn't practicing. But I had to get out. It didn't have anything to do with the lawsuits. I got married. No. Well, my husband, let's just say he was a little uncomfortable with a lot of the things that I said in the dentist office on a daily basis. He thought they were sexual comments. I actually had to make a list of things that I said in the office that I could not say at home, especially in the bedroom. Things like, sorry to keep you waiting. I got tied up by the guy in the next room. Wow, that is swollen. I want to get a picture of this so I can take a closer look. You're going to need a week of antibiotic before I can even touch it. I'm going to call a specialist for this big one. Oh, that needs yanked out right now. Now, this is the last time we're doing it this way. Next time, it's getting pulled out. And you're going to feel a little pinch, but then you won't care what I do to you. Move your tongue. Try going around in little circles instead of just up and down. Now, I'm about all done, but you're not going to feel anything for 2 hours. I'm going to send the girls in to finish everything up. And we'll do this again in about 6 months. But when I left the dental practice, he then started to get a little worried about what I was going to do for money. I wasn't too worried because I had my second degree to fall back on, animal husbandry. And I'm very qualified since I married a pig both times. But I went with my third degree with law, and I am now the chief deputy odontologist. I still get to work with teeth every day, but now my patients don't bite me, they don't spit at me, they don't tell me they hate me, they don't bitch about their bills, and I don't have to drill them, well, I don't have to nag them about the importance of brushing and flossing because my patients are dead. What I do is I work with the state to help identify the deceased with the use of dental records. I also do crime scene investigations and crime scene cleanup. Well, that has opened a whole new list of things that I cannot say at home, especially in the bedroom. And it's not the first time somebody died doing this. You'll get used to the smell. Where's your finger? Quick, shove it in the rear, somebody's coming up front. And sometimes just for fun, I'll say to him, you know, I could commit the perfect murder because I know what us investigators are looking for. So he's all paranoid. But he was paranoid before I started saying all those things. He is a big-time gamer. He's a geek. Yeah, he plays all those games. I don't know, help me out here. Minecraft, World of Warcraft, Clash of something. Oh, and Pokemon Go. Yeah, you know, Pokemon Go has taken over everything. He's addicted. I was actually in CVS, killing some time. Wasting some time. Did you know that kids are having sex? Young kids, little kids. They had Pokemon condoms. Pokemon condoms. What are you supposed to do with them? Use them and then trade them with your friends? No, worse, put them in an album and save them till you're 50, like my husband. And what's even worse than that was something I heard that night. Pikachu! Pikachu! And I swear to God, when I looked up, this kid's condom was too big on my husband. I was frustrated, sexually frustrated. I had to get out the Barney condoms. But he's a romantic guy, and he made it all better, sang me a romantic love song. I love you, you love me, we don't want no family or STD. But no, he is addicted, and I was on scene, and I was doing my job. It's just the easiest way to put it. I was ripping apart a mattress. And the homeowner come running in, demanding to see a search warrant. And he was just all out of control. And my boss got up in his face and got him around the neck, and he started yelling back at him. Where is it? We know it's here. And the guy reaches in his pocket, and I pulled my gun because I thought he was going to pull a gun. He pulls out his cell phone and starts yelling, you got the wrong place, you got the wrong place. Yeah, that's what they all say. And he shows his phone to my boss, and he says, the Pokemon's next door. So I guess my husband isn't the only one that's addicted. But it is so bad that I say things and everything references back to Pokemon out of his mouth. I can say, dinner's ready, let's eat. And he'll say, baby, I love you so much. But I'm not moving until I find it. It was just here, now it's gone, where is it? And I'll say, stop it, drop it and come and eat. And he'll say, you know, I play guitar and I'm gonna write you a love song. If you let me go play Pokemon Go. Raichu is a Pokemon character. And I'll say, shut up, I got it, I got it, I know what Raichu is. And he'll say, oh baby, I love you. Come sit on my Lapras. Lapras is a Pokemon character. And I get so frustrated I say things that I would not normally say. Fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. And he'll say, watch your mouth. You need to appreciate me a little bit more because I'll just leave you and go charm millions of others. Meowth and Charmeleon are both Pokemon characters. I've had it, but you know what? I have a plan. My plan is to drown him. And I'm just gonna say, I was looking for the water Pokemon. You know, the Bulbasaur? I think that Pokemon is the stupidest thing that I have ever witnessed. And I have witnessed the bag cell phone, vinyl records, stirrup pants, leg warmers, the Macarena, the Rubik's Cube. I think it's time to drop it all, get a life. You know, smoke a joint, drink a beer, have a conversation. You know, think about your life choices. And don't forget to brush and floss. That is all I have for you. Thank you so much for your attention. I am Loopy Laura.
Keep it going for Laura LUPTAK. Oh my God, the funniest DEA agent I have ever heard in my life. We are going to keep things rolling right along here at the Comedy Grinder at the First Church of Cannabis. We are going to bring to the stage another fresh meat for the church, Mr. Christian THRELKELD.
Thank you very much. Yes, my Christian name is Christian Warren Joseph THRELKELD. It's 30 letters long. So, does anybody think this is a church of cannabis? Is a gateway church? I was going to, but there's not even a gate. I was worshiping before I came here. I'll be worshiping when I get home. I love marijuana. I have a few jokes. I have a couple of penis jokes. One of them isn't that long, but it's still effective. And fart jokes, they never go over well, but usually leave a mark. I just got off probation for supposed assault, but they dropped it down to disorderly conduct on a group of people. But the only thing I assaulted was his ex-girlfriend's vagina. So I don't know how that played out. The most expensive piece of ass I ever had. $480. Yeah, I know. Normally it's just $20. I used to live with a stripper. I saw 97% of her naked. Just this little 3% right here. I didn't see. Nothing wrong with dating a stripper or living with one either. It's just the glitter's hard to get out of your couch and chairs. You know what makes a good lap dance a great lap dance? $40. Let's see. My other penis joke is I was at Buffalo Wild Wings and I saw this little silver fleck out of the corner of my eye. Somebody flipped their fork at me and it landed right here, right here. So it was like 3 feet away from my penis. Because this is all backed up dick right here, all of it. This power right here, this is real power. Real power. I asked a friend if he voted. Nope, he's a felon. Turned around and asked me if I had money. I said, nope, child support. And then he looked at my blinds, and I looked at him, because he'd left them open a little bit. Said, you know how you can tell a guy with a misdemeanor compared to a guy with a felon? A guy with a misdemeanor don't leave my blinds all fucked up like that. Where's the first church of heroin? Gotta get expanded. Or asleep, I can't decide. I want to open a tanning booth. It's either going to be called Say Tan or John Wilkes Tanning Booth. Give you a shot that goes straight to the head. Just let you bake. Get as dark as you want. And you got to use baby powder to get the right shade you want. You know why there's a porta potty in David Lee Roth's Just a Gigolo video? Because he's the shit. Dang. I used to live at the senior residence center in Crawfordsville. I got kicked out. They said it was because my apartment always smelled like pot. But I believe it was because I broke too many hips. And you know, there's still rumors flying around there about me. I don't even live there. And they're still complaining about my pot smell. It's not my fault my stuff's good. Living with a stripper, you never know where the dollar's bill's actually been. That's why you immediately go to the gas station and buy cigarettes or pop. Does any of you other comedians have a favorite heckle? No? I did this comedy show one night, and as soon as I walked in, I started getting heckled. I hadn't even ordered a drink. So I just ignored it and made fun of them for 20 minutes while I was doing my set. Total strangers. If you watch a porno on Christmas, does that make it a Christmas movie? Somebody's always giving, somebody's always receiving. I watched porn on Christmas. I had my Santa hat on. Nothing else. Watching porn. My kids, they asked me, they said, Dad, what's our Christmas present this year? My presents. They didn't like it. They didn't like that at all. Having a 16-year-old and 11-year-old, 2 girls. No wonder I left their mom. That's too much at one time of the month. Right? Now they have this new thing where you can have sex with your iPad. I wish I was making this up. It's just 2 straps that hold your fleshlight. So better get that Apple Care. You're going to be in there a lot. A lot. Rode up here with Laura. Had a nice conversation. I can't remember it. I do suffer from short-term memory loss. I do suffer from short-term memory loss. But love marijuana. Cheapest drug there is. It's not even a drug. It just grows that way. I like that. Wish I grew that way. But I don't. Let's see, I'll get one more joke out here. Okay, I'll leave you on this one. My dad was born in the late 30s in Kentucky. He hated that fact. But I asked him when I was about 9 years old. I said, Dad, was everything in black and white until color TV was invented? That's right, my 11-year-old daughter just asked me that last week. All right, thanks you guys. Have a great night.
Oh yeah, keep it going for Christian THRELKELD. There we go. All right, hope everyone's having a good time tonight. We got quite a few more comedians to get through. So we are going to go ahead and bring up the next one. He's the fishy one. Please welcome Mr. George Fish.
Good evening. It's a pleasure being here. How's everybody doing tonight? You know how I'm doing? I can't complain. I'm going to anyway. And it's a pleasure being here and being part of Auto Nation. And like all the local comics here in Indianapolis, we owe a great deal to the late Otto the comic. I know, speaking personally, at the time of his death, I owe $23,000 in unsecured loans. Now I'm going to start and regale you with a little political humor. I'm sure a lot of you will say very little, but here it goes. A sociopath, a liar, and a fascist walk into a bar. The bartender looks up and says, "Welcome, Mr. Trump." A hypocrite, a cheat, and a liar walk into a bar. The bartender looks up and says, "Welcome, Mrs. Clinton." But you know, we should be thankful for what we got. And as for Donald Trump, he is making America great again. He's causing gnashing, grinding, and gritting of teeth. He's making America great again, and the dentists love it. And of course, we should be very very thankful for the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia for dying in a very nice and timely way and getting the heck out of the place. Yeah. Thank you. And speaking of Donald Trump, I think we have to give special thanks as Hoosiers to Donald Trump for picking Mike Pence as his running mate for vice president and thus preventing Mike Pence from being our governor again. And on these Indiana elections, You know, we have Eric Holcomb on the Republican Party running, Mike Pence's shadow, running against Democrat John Gregg, who is as exciting as watching paint dry. And we have Evan Bayh running for the Senate again. You know, remember him, former governor of Indiana, former senator of Indiana, resigned from the Senate because he wanted to do something constructive like teach, and instead became a corporate lobbyist and then a shill for the Chamber of Commerce. You know, quintessential blue dog Republican, blue dog Democrat, which is to say, Mr. Republican in drag. And it's now towards the end of Obama's term in office. Obama, our first biologically black president. See, Bill Clinton was actually our first black president, even though he increased the incarceration of young black men by a factor of 3, putting 3 strikes you're out, and ended welfare as we know it, kicking millions of black people off of welfare and into poverty. Yet somehow, because he apologized for slavery while in Africa and wore sunglasses and played the saxophone on TV, he's a black president. Boy, you talk about symbolism and how empty it is, right? And of course, we're going to get Hillary Clinton as our first black female president. Why? Because she always carries a bottle of hot sauce in her purse. I wonder what our first biologically black president, Obama, thinks of that. I mean, does he go around carrying a bottle of hot sauce in the briefcase? Yeah, Obama, our first black president. Also our drone president, or mass deportation president, or go after the whistleblowers and persecute Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, and Chelsea Manning president, or start a war with Libya president and almost start a war with Syria president, and of course, make promises you don't plan on keeping president. You know, following that great presidential white tradition of the two George Bushes and Richard Nixon. And he got really uptight when he saw the filmage of his daughter, Melia, possibly smoking marijuana at a rock concert. That was a very white response. Now, on the other hand, George W. Bush never got uptight when his 2 underage daughters got snot like a drunk in Texas. You know, and they say black people neglect their children. Well, that was a very black response on George W.'s part. But as we know, alcohol, even when illegal, is still illegal in a way that marijuana is not. But back to Obama, you know, elected in 2008, re-elected in 2012, became presidential and took over the duties of office in 2014 on the Wednesday following the election of that year, in which the Democrats got their asses whipped by the Republicans. And we got to think about his legacy, his making the audacity of hope into the audacity of rhetoric. And all these years, you know, he's always been trying to make a grand deal with the Republicans, and always called for bipartisanship and cooperation and compromise, and the Republicans always answered as the party of no. So many times I've felt like writing Mr. Obama and saying, "Dear Mr. Obama, with all due respect to the presidency, ever since you've been in office, you've been calling for bipartisanship and cooperation, and the Republicans have always answered as the party of no, as the party of intransigence. Mr. President, just what part of fuck you don't you understand?" But I'm an ex-Catholic atheist, and I can be angry about it, but I can also be genial about it. Why, just the other day I was walking down the street and I saw a group of Catholic priests, and I said very heartily, "Good morning, fathers. How are you doing? Spent time with the kids lately?" You know, it was rough growing up Catholic, getting it from the Catholic school system and from my parents. You know, I was 5 years old before I found out my name was George and not you asshole. But true story, I once got my father to talk long distance with my psychotherapist. And he did for 10 minutes on a long distance phone call from Fort Wayne to Indianapolis. And the therapist was really impressed by my father. My father had really made an impression on him. As the therapist relayed the conversation to me, after 10 minutes of talking to my father, he had concluded that my father was, quote, just an asshole out to vindicate himself, quote, an ignorant fascist, and quote, a tyrant and a bully. Now that's making an impression. You know, it reminds me of who I consider, justifiably I say, the most accomplished man in history, Attila the Hun. Seriously, just think what he did. He sacked Rome, destroyed Greco-Roman culture, and plunged Europe into the Dark Ages from which it took 1,000 years to get over. Now that's accomplishment. When's the last time any of you did anything like that? But, you know, another thing about being Catholic is you had a lot of Catholic girls, especially in high school, who thought it would really be great to seduce a priest. And they were really into this. And here's a little story about one of them. There's a 16-year-old girl who goes to Catholic high school. She is the world's hottest jailbait. She is so hot, she walks past a 90-year-old man. The 90-year-old man just feels like he mainlined a triple strength dose of Viagra. She's that hot. Well, anyways, she's got on for one of the priests in the school, and one day she corners him and makes it very, very clear what she wants. And the priest says, no, my daughter, that would be inappropriate. I must refuse. However, the priest continues, I'd be very interested in meeting your 8-year-old brother. Oh yeah, I did say that, yes. All right, now we offend the Catholics, let's offend the Jews. Okay, there's a successful Jewish businessman who has a son who's just about to turn 21. And he wants to get his son off to a good financial footing, but also keep him firmly in the Jewish tradition. So you know what he's going to give him for his 21st birthday? A liquor store in the Black Ghetto. Now there aren't many jokes that offend Zen Buddhism. However, you know, because I'm really fascinated by these enigmatic Zen koans. So I have a couple. The Zen master asks the student, what is the sound of one hand clapping? The student responds, what is the sound of one mouth to clap? The Zen master and the student are walking up Mount Fuji when halfway up, the Zen master bends down, picks up a big stick, turns around, and begins beating the student. The student protests, Master, Master, why do you beat me? The Zen master replies, because I am the meanest son of a bitch on the mountain. But even though I'm an atheist, I still have a soft spot for Jesus, like a lot of atheists do, because, you know, he did and said some good things. Only trouble is, he went on to create Christianity. And all I can say about that is, Jesus Christ, no wonder you got crucified. You deserved it. But maybe, just maybe, he really has more of a Trump deal. He didn't really create Christianity. He just licensed his name. You know, and says, you know, hey, I just licensed my name to these churches. Once the contract's signed, I have nothing more to do with it. But I'm very, very glad to be here tonight. And I know I've said a lot of material that's, you know, of adult themes and adult situations, making fun of religion, making fun of politics, etc. And I haven't tried to offend anybody. I just do it naturally. You know I should be more like my late mother, who couldn't stand people who gave offense unless she was the one doing offending. I can hear her now. Wow! If you can't say anything good about Adolf Hitler, don't say anything at all. But really, my set is just about up. I'm sure much to your relief. And I do want to say in parting that if inadvertently offended anybody, if any of you are uptight about the material I said, really feel that this was too gross, etc., all I can say in all honesty is, tough beanies, motherfuckers, tough beanies. Thank you.
Keep it going for the fishy one, Mr. George Fish. All right, the night just keeps getting better and better. In fact, we're about to welcome a veteran to the Comedy Grinder. Please welcome Mr. Brent Lee Smith.
Hello, hello. Let me adjust the mic. Yeah, so you might be wondering what's going on with my get up here. The dark glasses inside at night. Might be night where you are, but it is here. First of all, you're welcome, because I am rocking it looking good. Yeah, I got some bad peepers. My eyes are messed up. But I choose the hat and the fedora in particular for style. But it's not because I'm a hipster. Because I'm not a fucking hipster. It's because I'm a fly-ass motherfucking pimp from the hood, that's why. So don't get it twisted. I say that sometimes and people go, oh, but you're so white. So? Not all poor people, poor white people live in trailer parks. Some of us are averse to tornadoes and like some diversity and enjoy some city living. So yeah. I mentioned I got some eye issues. That's just one of many medical conditions I got going on. The one that causes me the most problems is I got a tumor in my head. It's okay. Well, it's not okay. It's a fucking tumor. But it's stable, thanks in part to radiation. But it's been almost 6 years now and I still don't have any superpowers. I'm kind of pissed about that. It couldn't be anything even small like being less pale. I'm wearing a short sleeve white shirt. I don't know if you can tell that or not. Like, I'm not really into tattoos myself, but if I ever did get one, I think it'd be like a full body tan. But I'd be afraid if I did that they'd fuck it up and I'd end up being like a Smurf. Or if I had, like I got a bunch of buddies that do tattoos, or they definitely fuck with me. I had at least one dick drawn on me. Or I end up like in blackface or something and it'd be horrible. So I'm probably better off just being pale. But I tell people I got a tumor sometimes and I don't just like board it out when it comes up in conversation naturally. I'm not like, hey, I'm the tumor guy. It's not like that. And then some people are like, oh, you got cancer. And I'm like, no, you know, like, first of all, like, why are you excited that I might have a deadly disease? That's fucked up. But no, I don't have cancer, you know, but it causes me a lot of problems. Like, I fall down a lot, and, you know, a lot of times I sit down on stage if I'm not feeling good so I don't fall down again. And because I'm already on disability, and if I fall down and hurt myself, I don't get any more disability. I just get one more thing to deal with. A couple of weeks ago, I was riding my bike to go get something to eat, and I ended up not feeling good all of a sudden, which happens. And so I had to stop. And it took me a couple hours. I was sitting there stuck, waiting for a friend to come and get me. And I tell these people this, and they're like, oh, you don't have cancer, suck it up, pussy. At least it's not cancer. I'm like, all right. It's like I got the Mr. Pibb of diseases or something. At least I don't have cancer. Yeah, so I got a bunch of other stuff wrong with me, but at least it's not cancer. But, so I found out that there's such a thing as Rare Disease Awareness Day. I'm like, oh, right on, you know. Raise some awareness, maybe, help find out some cures or whatever. Nothing wrong with some publicity. Guess what day it's on? February fucking 29th. Right? I don't think our days should be as rare as our stuff. That's some bullshit. I don't know if there's giving us some extra time to find cures and breakthroughs. If they're stuck watching the Olympics, it's during the Olympic year. If it's, you know, it's also the election year, they just want a little extra political rub that way. Or they think that we're just so far gone that we forget about it. I don't forget. I'm not so far gone yet. Motherfuckers. Man, there's such a thing as National Grilled Cheese Day every year. Hug a Hamster Day every year. Fucking Kiss a Goldfish Day every year. Who's kissing goldfish? That only lasts like maybe a week. Maybe because everybody's kissing them and giving them herpes. I don't know, that's why goldfish don't last. February 29th. Yeah. So I thought it'd be a good thing to be more like Jesus. I think I'm already a pretty good person. Not that I'm perfect by any means. And I'm a creative person, not just by comedy and writing. I'm good with my hands too. Ladies. Yeah. So I decided I'd build me a desk. But it's been a couple months already. I'm still not done. God damn it. I should have tried to be a better person. It's a big desk, by the way. It's like 8 foot by, it's a substantial endeavor. Actually, I think by now it's becoming a house now. I think that's my problem. But I've learned about some things about myself in this process. Mainly that I don't enjoy building a desk for months. There have been some perks. I've been building most of it in my mom's backyard because I live in a tiny apartment. I don't have the room to build it all and everything. So, in the summer heat. So I've lost a fair amount of weight, gotten in some better shape. And what else? Shit, I think that's about it. But I have come up with some things that, help out some other people. Like, instead of wasting your money on a gym membership and quitting after a couple months, build you a desk. That way, instead of wasting your time and all that, and not going and just having nothing to show for it, you will have that desk. And then you can put Twinkies or donuts or whatever your vice is in the desk. You have the desk to remind you that the gym is not for you. Instead of rehab, build a desk. If you do it like I did it, just out of spite, you will never want to do drugs again. Once you be so involved with building the desk, you'll just forget drugs exist. And again, you'll have the desk to put Twinkies or whatever else. You can do that, but not drugs. And plus, you don't want to have like a garage full of desks. If we're going back to rehab over and over and over, that'd just be ridiculous. I'm at war with squirrels now because they keep sabotaging my desk project. Mom's got a bunch of trees in her yard. They're throwing shit on me the whole time I'm making it. Every time I paint something, they got to throw something on there, so I got to paint it again. And as soon as I finish this desk, I'll come up with a battle plan to strike back at the squirrels. Motherfuckers. Now I know why my grandpa called them tree rats. I passed a car lot a while back, and on one side of their lot, they had a limo. On the other side, they had a hearse. It gave me an idea. So I'm going to start me a car lot where we only sell limos and hearses. I'm going to call it Stretch or Die Autos. And by the way, with every purchase at Stretch or Die, you get a free yoga membership so you can stretch before you die. So at Stretch or Die, if you like to party, you get you a limo. Go around, have a good time, don't have to worry about any consequences. You got somebody else driving. It's all good. But if you need to party, you get you a hearse. Because you know what's going down. One-stop shop. You party, drive you right back to the cemetery, one big service. It's all arranged. We do things right at Stretch or Die. You guys like to have fun? Yeah? This is how you guys have tons and tons and tons of fun over and over, and best of all, it's free. Walk up to somebody. It's more fun if you don't know them. Don't do it in a threatening way, though. Get up close to them. Maybe hold their hand if you think you can get away with it. And tell them, don't hoard all your Skittles. Eat them before they come. Because once they're here, it'll be too late. And then walk away. And then do it again. And again. If you don't like Skittles, it can be M&M's, Twizzlers, or steak, it doesn't matter. It just can't be something ridiculous like deviled eggs because it has to be worth it. Because once they're here, shit is going to go down. All right, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I'm Brent Smith. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Keep it going for Mr. Brentley Smith. I hope everybody's having fun here at the First Church of Cannabis tonight. We are going to keep things rolling right along. The next guy that we got coming to the stage, there is just so much that could be said about him. But, we're just going to say he's next. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Patrick GAUGHAN.
Oh, you know, with everything going on in the world tonight, we all need a good laugh, don't we? We all need a good laugh. Everything going on in the world, all the crap going on. I mean, look at the election alone. We really need a good laugh. Because I don't know who you're going to vote for. I don't care who you're going to vote for. I just know a lot of you are going to be in the voter's box like this. I guess. I had a friend come up to me the other day and go, "Do you know Bernie Sanders is a Jew?" I said, "Did you know when Bernie was born you were a Jew or a Roman?" And have you seen the pictures of Ted Cruz? Don't they all look like his kids just handed him a bad report card? Oh, yeah, so yeah. This is going to be, next 4 years are going to be, well, it was nice knowing you all. So, anyway, I know a lot of people are dog people. A lot of people are cat people. A lot of people don't like either, and they suck. I personally, I'm a cat person. I love cats. I mean, dogs are cool and all, but I love cats. I have 4 cats. Yeah, I'm training for my life as a single crazy postmenopausal woman. I have the starter kit. And of all my cats, my favorite cat is my fat cat. She's just so sweet and cuddly, but she's so fat she can't clean herself with her mouth. She has to use her paw. And she likes to look at you when she does it. So I'm sitting there watching TV, I look down, this is what I see. It's really weird when she purrs. Is that a tabby? No, it's a burlesque. I told my friend about it, and he goes, "Oh, that's nothing. Our cat's so fat, we have to clean him for him." Yeah, I was like, I could never do that. Saw a story in the news, and this really bugged me. This guy got arrested for aggressive indecent exposure. What the hell is aggressive indecent exposure?
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
That got me thinking, because that guy went to jail. And like, what would happen if Pat went to jail? And let's say I was in the shower, washing up. 5 guys came in, wanted to have their way with me. I'd let them. It's not some fantasy I have. We're talking survival at this point. Because I'd use mind games on him. I'd be like, "Oh, you were the best I ever had." And this guy would be like, "But you said I was the best." I'd be like, "Yeah, but he was better." And then they'd shank each other. And the next time they pulled a train on my ass, it'd only be 3 cars long. Yeah, because my mama didn't raise no idiot. No, when I was a kid, if that van pulled up and that guy said, "Kid, want some candy?" I knew to ask to see the candy first. Candy corn and Brock's Bridge mix? Fuck off. But yeah, now I'm getting a little older. Just turned 40 this year. And had to go to the doctor. That's a whole different experience when you're 40. Yeah, you guys that are under 40, let me tell you, post-40 doctor visits are not all lollipops and Band-Aids. No, they're very intimate is one way to put it, I think. You know, because like I had to go in there, I had to get the exam and, you know, getting a physical, and my doctor, she's checking my hernia, and she's like, "Well, while I'm here, I'll check your prostate." What, while you're here? This isn't Walmart. It's not like, "Well, while I'm here grocery shopping, I'll get a shotgun and some snow tires." I mean, so she does her thing. She gets done. And she says, "Well, I'm sorry if that was a bit uncomfortable." Hand to God, my response was, "It's okay. I've had worse." I meant I've had worse things happen to me. Not what you sick fuckers are thinking. It's better I said that than like, "Oh, I've had better. Dr. Johnson down the hall, he'll light some candles, put on some Teddy Pendergrass. He'll whisper in my ear the whole time, make me feel special." Yeah, he makes me feel loved. But the doctor, after she got done, she was like, well, we want to do an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. I said, that's fine, just use different cameras. And don't do them at the same time. I don't want, like back in the 90s, I don't want two cameras and they're going, look, I'm taking a picture of you, taking a picture of me. Got my hair cut for you guys, wanted to look good for you guys, wanted to look good for all you guys out on the internet out there. But I think I have to get a new barber, because the guy that cut my hair, when he did it, he was naked. Then when he got done, he started masturbating, shot his baby batter all about my chest and belly. Did I mention I cut my own hair? You ever think Hitler was sitting there at his desk writing a note and was like, did I leave the oven on? I had a German teacher in high school, and I had to talk to him because whenever we did really well on a test, he'd put a gold star on there. Like, no, that ain't cool. And why are you giving me these pamphlets for summer camp? I can concentrate just fine. You ever wonder if Hitler heard a song that he really liked? He was like, Auschwitz! I went to my buddy's wedding, and segue. I went to my buddy's wedding, and they kind of scrimped on the DJ. They should have spent a little more money. This guy really wasn't all that great. Because at the dance where the groom dances with his mom, he was supposed to dance to Mama by Boys to Men, but the DJ kind of sucked. So there was my buddy out on the dance floor with his mom dancing to I'll Make Love to You. I don't know. If I ever got an STD, I would hope it would be the clap, so that way every time I dropped my pants, I would hear applause. Does a tranny stripper dance to more than a woman? There's another little fun fact about me. For about 10 years of my life, I was in the Army. Oh, thank you. Because when I signed up, they said, why do you want to join? I said, well, so that way 20 years later, I could get some cheap applause at a comedy show. Had nothing to do with patriotism or anything. But like when I was in, we had the old camouflage uniforms, just regular, like you see in the movies and stuff. And then they changed this new digital camo, which those are cool. Really cool uniforms, really nice. Only problem with that is they're Velcro everywhere, which like isn't great tactically. Because like, let's say you're out on patrol in enemy territory, it's like, Johnson, we need to find a way back to camp. All right, the enemy's right over there. Let me see your map. Okay. And when I was in the Army, I got to do something. If you guys get the chance to do it, I say do it. It was great. I got to spend a year in Iraq. Oh, fun in the sun. Beaches forever. And like when we flew from Kuwait into Baghdad, we did this thing called the combat landing. And so like you're up at like 5,000 feet, and then you plunge down to 500 feet very quickly. And best way I could describe it is it's kind of like the demon drop or free fall at Cedar Point or Six Flags or whatever. You drop down, you put the quarters on your knees, and you drop down, and the quarters float in the air. It was a lot like that, except instead of quarters, it was this ball of urine. And then as we leveled out, it kind of drifted over. Guy next to me was pissed off and pissed on at the same time. I'm getting off the plane. War is hell, buddy. When I was there, I was actually stationed at Abu Ghraib for like the whole time I was there. Do you guys remember Abu Ghraib, prison scandal, Lindy English, all that stuff? Yeah, I was there. I had to make this phone call home. I was like, hey, Dad, yeah, I made it. I'm safe. Yeah, well, as safe as I can be. Yeah, Abu Ghraib. Yeah, that Abu Ghraib. No, Dad, I'm not making naked pyramids. Well, not with the prisoners. What I do in my free time is my own business. Don't ask, don't tell hasn't been repealed yet, so you are not allowed to ask. But when I was there, the worst part about being there, like everybody wants to know, like, what was the worst thing? They're like, well, was it getting shot at? I'm like, oh, getting shot at sucked. It was horrible. Because, like, you get shot at, and, like, you know, different people react differently. Like, some people, their whole life flashes before their eyes. Other people, they, like, start thinking about their loved ones and stuff like that. When I was getting shot at, this is what ran through my head. Now, mind you, that was what ran through my head. I mean, I was the outside was stoic, the inside, fucked. Then people are like, well, getting mortared, having mortars shot at you, that had to be the worst. Oh, yeah, that was horrible. But it really wasn't the worst part. I mean, yeah, it sucked. Because, like, I remember when I first got there, everybody's telling me, well, we get mortared a lot. So I'm like preparing myself, mentally preparing. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear, bam! Oh, what was that? Was that a mortar? I was like, no, I just dropped a water bottle. Oh, okay. A couple days later, it's like, boom! Oh, was that a mortar? No, we just slammed the door. Oh, okay. And then like a couple days later, it's like, boom! I was like, oh, was that a mortar? No, Johnson just farted. Oh, okay. Then it finally happened, and then it happened, over and over and over again. And it got to the point where I actually got used to it, which is it's scary as fuck to think about. You know, I actually got used to people dropping bombs around me. And it got to the point where I'd be trying to go to sleep, and I would hear the mortars, and I'd wake up and be like, you son of bitches who try to sleep! Come on! And like whenever we came under attack, we had to get all our gear on and run downstairs. And like the first time it happened, I'm down there, I'm like G.I. Joe. 6 months later, I'm walking down there, I'm dragging my gun behind me. I got a boot on this foot, a flip-flop on this foot. I got the wrong undershirt on. I'm like, My platoon sergeant looks at me, he's like, "Gone, you are not prepared for battle." I'm like, "Sorry, Sergeant, I wasn't expecting to get bombs dropped on me." He goes, "Gone, you should expect the unexpected." I said, "You're right, Sergeant. Next time I talk to my wife, I will have her send me my scuba gear, because a flood is the last thing I'm expecting." I got an award for that. Thinking outside the box there, soldier. But no, the worst part about being over there was I had to share a room with 4 other guys. I had no time for me time. The only time I could enjoy myself was in the porta-john. And that fucked me up for the first 6 months I was home. Yeah, first 6 months I was home, I could only jerk off at construction sites and county fairs. You know, I'm not a weed smoker, but I am a supporter of it. I think it should be legal. I mean, personally, like my choice, oh, you can clap if you want to. I mean, my choice, I don't even drink really. I mean, like that and the Monster Energy I drink, which, you know, that just tastes like my kidneys hate me. But you know, I think it should be legal. And I know one of the big defenses against weed being legal is they're like, it's a gateway drug. What? Okay, I know a lot of pot smokers. I've never seen one guy finish a joint and go, wow, that was great. Let's get some meth. Never saw a guy take a hit off a bong and go, this is awesome. You know, it'd be great? Cocaine. No, pot is not a gateway drug. If pot is a gateway to anything, it's a gateway to engineering. Because you know some of these people, they're like, yeah, I made this swing set out of apple cores and Pepsi cans. It's also a bong. You want more airflow? Swing, Johnny, swing! No. Another thing about pot is it's a performance-enhancing drug. Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that. I'm not even getting off the fucking couch. Remote's over there. Looks like I'm watching C-SPAN. I don't know. Another thing about me though, I am a huge geek. Love being. In fact, I have a Space Invader tattoo right there on this arm. I also have a Captain America tattoo right there. In fact, I have my two favorite superheroes on this arm: Captain America and Jesus Christ. He's from Marvel Comics. He's from BC Comics. I also have an Incredible Hulk tattoo, but I can't show that to you guys because that would be indecent exposure. And right now it's only Bruce Banner. Don't make me horny. You won't like me when I'm horny. What's your secret? I'm always horny. My son is a big geek too, following his father's footsteps. And he loves Legos and he loves Star Wars. We have like all kinds of Lego Star Wars all around the house. And I sat down on the couch and I sat down and got a Lego Stormtrooper shoved right up my ass. Like, those aren't the roids you're looking for. I heard they're doing a Highlander remake, which is awesome because like the first Highlander was great, and you know, so I'm really hoping they do that. But I found out they're using an all Mexican cast. There can be only one. People often ask, like, do you meet anybody famous doing comedy? And I really haven't met anybody like mega superstar famous. Well, once I did ride on a plane with John Lithgow and William Shatner. Yeah, I wasn't gonna let either of those fuckers have a window seat. I'm a huge gamer too, love video games. In fact, when I went to pick up Grand Theft Auto, girl behind the counter was like, well, I'm gonna need to see some ID. Okay, sweetheart, let's look past the shockingly white beard. And let's look in my eyes. Are these the eyes of a young man with hopes, dreams, aspirations? Nay. These are the eyes of a broken man who all he wants to do is steal some cars, rob some banks, and kill some hookers. And it's up to you whether I do that from the comfort of my couch or on the drive home. Now put it in the fucking bag. But see, like, I'm a huge geek, and my wife is, like, so not a geek, like, total opposite end of the bell curve. Like, she tolerates and stuff, she puts up with me, she's like, oh, that's cute. And things get kind of weird when it comes to sexy time, because she'll want to role play sometimes. And role playing takes on a whole new meaning to somebody like me. Because I start thinking Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, shit like that. So she's like, oh, honey, I'll be the sexy businesswoman whose husband's out of town. Who are you going to be? I'm a level 20 elf with Orcish King armor. pizza guy. Honey, we've been married 15 years. You know there's no extra sausage. Cool thing is, my wife and I, we got married on Groundhog Day. That's our anniversary. That's really great, because if Puxatawny Phil sees his shadow, 8 more years of marriage. This past anniversary, I got my wife a silk rose. And I handed it to her, and I said, sweetheart, just like this rose, my love for you will never die, because it's fake. Oh, the couch? Oh, okay. Love you. Oh, my wife got into a little financial trouble recently. She bought some Avon products. She's having trouble paying them back. And I was like, honey, you gotta pay them back, or they're gonna send the Avon Mafia after you. And they're gonna come over here and break your nails. We woke up one morning, there was the top of a bottle of Skin So Soft in the bed. Ah! We needed protection. We started calling around trying to find people to give us protection. Mary Kay offered to protect us, which was awesome. Amway also offered to protect us, but we needed to find 10 friends who needed protection as well. They need to find 10 friends. They need to. I only got a couple minutes left with you guys. I've had a blast. You guys are a beautiful crowd. You on the internet watching, you're beautiful people. Half of you probably aren't even wearing pants. There's probably a 45-year-old dude masturbating to me. Oh, the guy in the goat shirt. Oh, the guy in the goat shirt. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm going to be getting out of here. I do want to leave you with something, though, because I mentioned that I am married. I also was married. This is my second marriage. My first wife, I think she cheated on me. I don't have any concrete evidence. It's like all speculation, but I wanted to run it by you guys because I feel we bonded. So I want to run it by you guys, see what you guys thought. See, I'm left-handed. My ex-wife, also left-handed. But my son is black. Thank you very much. I'm Pat. I'm gone. Good night.
Keep that applause going for Mr. Patrick Gaughan. Oh, wow. We are having a good time tonight here at the First Church of Cannabis, are we not? All right, we are going to keep things rolling right along. We're going to bring up another veteran to the comedy grinder. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Mike Barnett.
How you guys doing? Awesome. One more time for all the comments you've already seen. Go ahead and you. I want to point out this is not fair. I walk up here. There's a card of one of the Charlie's Angels. And I just went in the back and masturbated some guy in a goat shirt. It's bull. It's garbage. Could use that instead. So I got here to the First Church of Cannabis, and you pull in, and there's this lovely group that likes to protest the church. And they'll set up out the back, and they'll be like, oh, don't smoke weed, everybody, it's evil. And I'm like, whatever, protest away, but you are protesting a church. What are you, high? And I thought to myself, they have their picture out there. It's a big white Jesus on it. And I know, it's white Jesus because if it was black Jesus, he would have a blunt. Yeah. My question is, I don't partake either, but I don't judge anybody for it. And I think if you want to do it, that's your business. It's, what is the big deal? Alcohol is legal. My only question, because people get drunk in a car, they're driving down the street, they're going, 80 miles an hour. The cops go to pull you over, and they have the field sobriety test. My question is, if you're doing weed right now, and you get pulled over, you're going like 4 miles an hour, and they're going to be like, sir, can you please step out of the car? What is the field sobriety test for that? They show you a video of Dane Cook, and if you laugh, they know you're high? Yeah. Exactly. Oh, I'll tell you, by myself, I am single. That's right, ladies, all of this is available. Yeah. Pretty exciting. Recently broke up with a girl that I had been dating. And you guys are from pretty local, so maybe you'll understand this. She used to be Amish. Not the kind that went to Raumspringer, decided they weren't going to join. I mean, she actually had her time. She went back, she joined the church, and later decided to escape. Leave. Yeah, and we were dating for a while, and I used to tease her about being young, because at the time, she was like 3 in electric years. Yeah. But we had dated for a while, and I thought things were going great. I want to take this girl somewhere special on vacation. So I thought, where is somewhere she's probably never been? So I decided I would take her to Disney World. Because, Florida's got you what, like a 15-day buggy ride? Yeah. So I get online, look at the prices of the airfare, the tickets, the park, the hotel, the car rental. And I realized this trip's going to cost me like $5,000. That's a lot of money. I mean, I like her and things are going well, but $5,000 for 2 weeks is a lot of money. So I decided to be cheap. I said, forget about it. I took her to Best Buy. We walked to the door and she was just like, best vacation ever. And you know what? I think about Amish people. I've always wondered this, but I never wanted to go without sex long enough to ask the question. Every one of them has a cell phone, but none of them has electricity. I don't know about you guys, but my phone will last me maybe a day if I'm using it. So what happens then? Another thing about them is they hate cars. Cars are evil. They won't buy a car, they won't own a car, but they'll take a ride. Matter of fact, they will hire people to take them in a van. You go like to Walmart or to Meijer, and a van full of Amish will just pile out. It's kind of like Hispanics with a much bigger vehicle. Yeah. So I mentioned I'm single. I'm also divorced. It's pretty cool. I know. My ex-wife's actually excited about it too. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, who would let you go? Well, I'm going to tell you. It was Satan. And I don't know if you know this, but Satan is a Chinese woman. I don't know if you realize this or not, but it's true. Satan's a horrible person, but actually a pretty good mom. So there's that. Because I got a wonderful little daughter out of it, so that's pretty cool. So it was worth the hassle. So since I was single, I've been hanging out with a friend of mine. She happens to be a lesbian. So we're really good friends. We just hang out, we have a good time. It's cool. I just know at the end of the night I'm going home alone. So we went to this little bar in the middle of nowhere. We walk in, and right away we know we don't fit in. There's the 2 of us and like 9 people at the bar. So besides us, there's like 3 teeth. Yeah, one of those. So we go find a seat at the other side, quiet, away from everybody else. And we're talking, having a great time. The door opens up and 2 lovely young ladies walk in. They don't belong either. They walk in, they look at the bar, look at us. Look at the bar, come sit down near us. And my friend's like, wow, she's kind of cute. I knew right away which one she's talking about. Now, it turns out the 2 girls used to be college roommates, and they were together for a visit. One of them is straight, the other one was in town because she was there for the LPGA tour. She was actually playing on the tour. And the LPGA is the Ladies Professional Golfers Association, also known as the Holy Grail of lesbians. So my friend's like, you know, trying to hit on this girl, and her friend's like, hey, look at me, I want some attention. So my friend's like, dude, can you help me out here? So I ended up playing wingman for my lesbian friend, which, that's not really the right way to put it. I'm putting it in context. I was playing caddy for my lesbian friend. I was trying to help her learn how to approach the hole. The money's right down here. Yes. Now, we're pretty good friends. Her birthday was coming up, and I thought to myself, I gotta get her something nice. I can't just buy her a card. But, you know, there's certain things you also aren't gonna buy. Like, I'm not gonna go to Victoria's Secret, take something off the rack, because I'll never see it back on the rack. Right. So I thought, what can I get her that's pretty cool? She always smells nice. So I'm like, I'll maybe get her some perfume. That's cool. That's kind of nice. So I went to the store and realized that almost every pseudo-celebrity on the planet has their own perfume. Have you guys seen this? Yeah, Taylor Swift. I smelled it, but it smelled like anger and revenge. Yeah. I checked out Kim Kardashian's, but that smells like ass. Yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute, Paris Hilton has a perfume? So I took a whiff, I'm like, oh, God. But at least now I know what herpes smells like. So again, being single, I can go to bed when I want, I can come home when I want, I can do what I want. I don't sleep a lot of nights. I stay up really late and watch a lot of late night TV. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the commercials you get on late night TV are a little different than the commercials you get during the daytime. Yeah, there's a commercial for KY His and Hers. Have you guys seen this? It's a couple sitting on a bed. The guy looks like he couldn't get laid with cash. Yeah, the girl's like, looks like she just witnessed a miracle. I'm thinking the miracle was that he did get laid. And so she's like, oh my God, this stuff's the greatest. And I thought, whoa, if it worked for that dude, I gotta check this stuff out. So I get dressed, get in the car, I drive down to Walmart, because that's where everybody shops at 3 in the morning. And I walk in, and it's pretty easy to find, because they have a nice display of it at the counter there, or at the side there. And I walk right up and I grab it, and I'm like, okay, cool. I look back, and there's one checkout lane open. And like an 80-year-old woman is working the lane. So I'm like, crap. So I kind of continue shopping. I had to buy something else because buying just that seems weird. So I get to the counter, I set down the KY and the condoms that I decided to buy. Hey, that's 2 separate purchases. So I pay for it, I get home. I open the box, I read the instructions. It says, put the his on his. You put the hers on hers. When they get together, something magical happens. Guys, if you haven't tried this, let me tell you something. Go to Walmart right now because my right hand has never felt better. It's pretty awesome. Speaking of Walmart, have you guys noticed Walmart doesn't sell clothing for Walmart shoppers? They have sizes small, medium, large, and extra large. Meanwhile, Walmart customers are extra large, double XL, 3XL, 4XL, 6XL. And I can save Walmart a whole lot of money because they have a section for women, they have a section for men, they have a section for children. Forget that. Just go in there and make a 2X, a 3X, 4X, 5X, 6X, because sweatpants really aren't that gender specific. I mentioned I have a daughter. My daughter is half Chinese, obviously on my half. Yeah. And when she's 9 now, but when she was a tiny baby, I had a hard time trying to figure out where we were going to take her to daycare. 'Cause we visited a few daycares, so we were married at the time when she was born. That's scary stuff. I don't trust anybody. Like, I didn't want my parents watching her because I know how I turned out, so I was like, not going there. So I found a place that was really nice. The people were really cool. She was there at daycare until she was in nursery school. They were great. The weird thing is, I kind of became the daycare husband there. Like whenever they have a big box that needs to be moved somewhere, or they need a PA system hooked up or some stuff done, they would always be like, "Oh, well, just wait till Mike gets here. He'll do it for us." And the reason I say daycare husband instead of maintenance man is because in those 4.5 years she was there, never once did any of them give it up. It's like we were married. My daughter, though, because of them, she's very smart anyways, at least on my half. No, she's a brilliant kid, very smart. She can read probably better than I can. In her nursery school, I picked her up from daycare one day, and now I'm divorced, so I'm living at home. I have my own place, and I'm making her some food, and I feel this tug at my leg. I look down, and she's standing there. She says, "Daddy," I said, "Yes, baby." She says, "Why do cannibals eat people?" I said, "Sweetheart, why do you know this?" Apparently she found an encyclopedia at the daycare, opened up to that page, read that, and was very curious. So over dinner, I tried to explain it. How it's not part of our culture, but some tribes in certain areas will partake. And I tried to explain it to her. And that night, I was going to take her back to her mom's. I was going out with some friends of mine. I got dressed up. And I'll tell you, she was 4 at the time, and she was little. So I've never been really afraid of her, because I'm pretty sure I could take her. Maybe. But I picked her up to get ready to take her to the car, and she goes, "Daddy, you smell delicious." I said, "Oh, no, honey. You're going back to Mommy." That's right. And now, as she gets older, she's getting a little mouthy. I think she's getting a little... getting some of her mom's attitude. Now, bear with me, because I'm not anti-mom. Mom's actually, like I said, is a good mom. But I was at the house, and I was putting some laundry away, and I slammed my hand in a drawer. And I'm like, "Oh, gosh, that hurts." She came running to the bedroom saying, "Oh my God, Daddy, are you okay? Did you hurt your vagina?" I said, "Sweetheart, Daddy's a boy, and he doesn't have one of those." She looked at me, she goes, "I know, but right now you're acting like such a little bitch. Man up." Yeah, so I used to have a daughter. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, you know what? Everybody else went political. I'm going to talk about Facebook for a second. Who here has Facebook? Everybody. Everybody online probably has Facebook too. So let me tell you something. I'm so ready for December, because November is coming and the election's coming, and every time I open it up, and now it's one of 3 things: either Colin Kaepernick, who gives a shit if the guy stands, sits, kneels, whatever, do your thing, or it's political crap. I have friends on the right, I have friends on the left, I'm friends with all kinds of different people, but it's getting so bad. My liberal friends won't even play euchre anymore, because they are not going to allow Trump to win shit. Yeah. It's awful. And the other thing that's on there is someone mentioned before, Pokemon Go. It is everywhere. People bitch about people playing it, or not playing it, or whatever. I'm kind of liking it. And I'm liking it because I know at some point they're going to allow trading. And then I've got a new profession. I'm going to go out to all the geeks and the nerds in the area and be like, yo, man, what's up? Pikachu? What's up? Charizard? I had some guy walking up, going, yo, man, I will suck your dick for a Jigglypuff. No, thank you. If you were on Facebook, oh man, I'll tell you, I found myself. I went back to school, which is awesome. I never got my degree, so I decided to go back and beat that. Yeah, I just wrapped up a dual bachelor's, and I'm looking at grad school now. So it's pretty cool. But I found myself when I was doing homework, leaving back to Facebook too. Another thing I get sick about there is all those game requests. Do you guys get 1 million game requests? Yeah. Are you sick of them? If you're not sick of them, you are the asshole sending them, and please stop. I'm gonna tell you something though. There's a feature I found out I didn't know existed on Facebook recently. There's a feature called delete and block. If someone makes you so mad, you can't stand to see them anymore, you don't want anything to do with them, you can go into the account and delete and block them. You can be friends with somebody else. They can't see that you exist. It is awesome. Now, can you imagine if Facebook was like real life? Like, hey, we're friends now. Poking you. Hey, can you watch my farm? I'm going out of town this weekend. Want to join my mafia? Want to play THRELKELD? Play Get Yahtzee? Word with friends? I'll tell you what. I would put up with all of that in real life if I could have the delete block feature. Because I can imagine this is how it worked for me in real life. Ring, ring. Hello? Yes, Mr. Barnett. This is Fannie Mae. We'd like to talk to you about your, or Sally Mae, we'd like to talk to you about your student loans. Oh, hold on one second. Delete, block. Try to collect them now. That's right. Oh. Being a dad, I like to give out dad advice. I'm pretty good at it. Like, don't text and drive. Texting and drive is a horrible thing. I was out in the middle of nowhere because I live in Indiana. So I was driving and I was driving and I'm texting away and all of a sudden I hear, shit, let it be a deer, let it be a deer, let it be a deer, let it be a deer. I jump out of the car. Not a deer. I run back, I'm like, sir, oh my God, are you okay? He's not moving. I'm like, sir, are you okay? And I'm like, oh crap, this is not good. What am I gonna do? So I did the smart thing. I turned off my GPS on my phone. I finished my text, I took his wallet and I drove away. Well, someone's gonna pay for my bumper. God. Another piece of advice for you guys. Don't talk about religion and politics with your friends. Because no matter what you do, you're going to make somebody mad, they're going to hate you, you're going to lose friends over it. I'm an idiot, right? Okay, so my friends asked me, hey, Mike, what do you think about the president? And I was honest. I'm like, I'm not a big fan. Now, before you guys go, oh, it's because he's not like you or because he's different to you, that is not true. In fact, one of my very, very best friends in the world is an idiot. I don't judge. That's right. You gotta try new things in life. I was traveling out west, and some friends of mine talked me into going to a nude beach for the first time. Yeah. I was having a blast, splashing around the water. Went to come out of the water, got really awkward because I realized that every woman on that beach was redressing me with her eyes. Some put me in some pretty tacky clothes, and I didn't appreciate that. And my last piece of advice, and this is for you guys, don't ever, ever, ever record yourself having sex. I'm not talking video because everyone looks stupid at some point. They're like, I'm talking about the audio. I am a huge Star Wars fan, but never realized how much I sounded like Darth Vader. And I'm not talking cool Darth Vader where I'm all like, oh baby, I am your father. I'm talking about, it's awful. Oh, I have a few minutes left. What do I want to do? Let's go here. I mentioned my daughter, light of my life. She's everything. Awesome to be around. She's a brilliant kid, beautiful child, already planning college in 4th grade. What's cool is the day she was born, because she is half Chinese, I got really good at math. You can play piano with this hand. My driving skills went really, really downhill. But fortunately, it did not affect my penis. That's good. That's good. But when she was a tiny baby, she was a little bitty thing, I just carried her everywhere I'd go. I'd take her with me. We'd go to, like, the store, the Walmart or Meijer. And people would always stop me and say the same thing. They'd be like, oh my God, she is beautiful. Where'd you get her? Well, she's my daughter. But where did you get her? Man, we could have this conversation, but it's going to get really awkward really fast. Let's go with, she's my daughter. Yes, and that was so sweet of you to do that. But where did you get her? At this point, I'm done with the conversation. I'm like, oh, her. Aisle 5, next to the fortune cookies. There's a whole bit of them crawling around each other. Mostly girls. Oh, you're going to groan because it's the fat white guy's fault the Chinese don't keep the girls. Yeah. I'll tell you what bothers me about that the most, though, is not that someone assumes I'm rich enough to adopt a child, because that stuff's expensive. I mean, you want to adopt a kid from China, you got to fly over there, right? You got to pay the adoption fees. You got to have the parents killed. You got to fly back. I mean, it's expensive. And, it's not, and we don't do that for all races, though. You see a white guy with a Chinese-looking child or Asian-looking child, you automatically think adoption. But if you went to the mall and you saw a white girl with a black baby, you're not going, oh, she adopted that kid. You're thinking, oh, she's dating a black guy. No big deal. Right? If you see me walking through the mall with a black kid, you don't think adoption, you think, oh, he is babysitting his sister's kids. Or he's dating a black guy. Guys, that's my time. Mike Barnett, thank you very much. Have a great night.
Oh yeah, keep it going for Mike Barnett. Hope everyone's having a good time, because I think that's about to come to an end. We're about to bring up to the stage, he is the archangel of the First Church of Cannabis. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jerry Goebel.
Yay! Mr. Popularity. Jerry Goebel invited the DEA to the First Church of Cannabis. Is he dumb? Yes, he's very dumb. But fortunately, I don't have any drugs on me. I planted them all in our car. And I'm just kidding. Those drugs were already there. I'm just kidding. I think it should stand for Drugs Everywhere America. That's what a DEA should stand for, because let's face it, it's everywhere, right? Eli Lilly's fucking fingers and everything. How many lives have been ruined by Xanax? Lots of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? Right? That's great. Climbing the corporate ladder to climbing the pharmaceutical ladder. And Eli Lilly doesn't care about you. Actually, they're kind of dicks, really, you know? They give you something that numbs the anxiety, you know, that you don't feel the connection, but you can still see that bad shit's a-coming, and that anxiety, that condition that you can see a problem coming, and you know it's coming, but you can't connect with it, and that's where it's a whole different kind of anxiety. It freaks you the fuck out, you know what I mean? And then the pharmaceuticals play head games with you by telling you all the side effects, practically putting them in your head. Side effects could include anxiety. Oh my God, death. Oh, how can you get less anxiety feeling than that? Pop, oh God, I might live. I made it 4 hours to the next dose. Did I die? Not yet. God, that's not anxiety-inducing. That's the drugs-inducing anxiety, man. That's what that is. That's a corporate training, man. Ring the fucking bell. Time for the drugs, kids. Take your drugs. Eli Lilly presents. Fuck Eli Lilly. Fuck Eli Lilly. Sorry. I got extra time to fill, so I decided I took my George Fish outfit off and came up here and decided to hammer the pharmaceuticals. Because, you know, we know where all the heroin leaks are coming from. I mean, come on, really? Right? Oh, I just seem to have lost a whole bunch of elephant tranquilizers. Where did those go? Do those grow naturally in the front yard? Oh, here's one. Oh, elephant tranquilizers. I wonder how I can kill half my neighborhood. The future is now. Chemically altered states of America. Yep. Good luck with that, kids. Yeah. Right? I know cannabis is the cure for cancer. I know it's the cure for practically everything because our bodies are geared for it. I know that. That's called age and experience. Millennials, you guys are so fucked. You guys are so fucked. Seriously, internet, you guys are fucked, man. Seriously, they've intentionally been dumbing us down for years, and you guys are like the brunt of it. I mean, seriously, hipsters, look at it. It's pretty fucking obvious, right? You're gonna get a partial haircut, partial beard shave. You're gonna put fucking grommets in your ear, like, I don't know, like you're a tarp or something. I don't know. They're gonna bump a tugboat up next to you and hook it into Jimmy there. He's, you know, while you're enjoying your craft beer, can you hold my tugboat? Oh, no problem. Look at me. Married millennials, Jesus, you're fucked. You're so fucked. So fucked. Good luck, kid. It is. I mean, that's really kind of funny. The Pokemon Go thing was funny. That came up a couple times tonight. Because that's a CIA PSYOP program. Conveniently came out exactly about the time they were fucking Bernie Sanders. Surprise. Did you miss it? Oh, I don't know. I caught something. You sure did, man. You sure did. So, thank God you're not Syrian. You'd be in a world of shit right now. You're a foreign country. That's why everybody in the world is shitting in their pants right now, because they can read WikiLeaks. This fucking country, what? Donald Trump said something bad about a Mexican. Well, wait a minute. We're talking about overthrowing governments on behalf of foreign powers and monetary exchanges. Hey, I'll let you know a little secret, kids. You want to know how to make two people cry? Blow up their spaceship. $500 million at Cape Canaveral went up in flames. And I did it. Because I hate Facebook. Fuck you, Zuckerberg, you fucking twink. Elon Musk, SpaceX, SpaceX. It sounds like a detergent. I mean, come on, Elon. You could be the Federation. You could be something cool with your new spaceship creation, and you're just a fuck who made electric cars. Get off the tracks. Just get off the tracks. That's why the CIA had to blow up your satellite. It was the CIA. I'll tell you right now, it was the CIA. Because honestly, see, the whole point of the Facebook satellite, the $200 million investment that Zuckerberg invested, and it just went up. I'm sure it was insured. I'm sure it's just like not. You know what? None of these disasters happened since 9/11 without a lot of insurance. Let's face it. Come on, we all know that was an inside job too. But insurance companies got fucked on that one. You know, and then the flag companies made out like crazy, and they could never sell any of the Kaepernick household though for some reason. Could never get them to buy the door-to-door mandatory flag. Why don't you buy it, Colin? Yeah. So, $200 million Facebook satellite, the whole point of the satellite was to ensure that people in Africa could get internet connections out in the middle of nowhere. And that sounds incredibly noble. Assuming, of course, you want people to find out what's fucking going on there for real. And then you gotta blow it up. They don't want to know about that. They don't want to talk about Libya's banks being overthrown. I mean, Gaddafi's overthrow was basically a power struggle for money. He was going to start a bank that was going to free Africa from predatory lending practices from Europe. France, of course, because it's always France. You know what I mean? The gayest of the European nations. Right? Never really good in a fight. The Nazis took him in the back door. Jeez. Come on, the French. No, Hillary, the sociopath, was all down with cheerleading for that thing. I think that's interesting. They're finding out that all these powerful rich people are sociopaths because they have no sense of empathy for the problems they cause. It's like George Soros, right? Fucking guy, immigration reforms. He starts wars in other parts of the world to force people to move, to change immigration programs. Isn't that brilliant? I mean, if you overlook the fact that people are dying over here, it's brilliant. You make everybody merge together, we become one world government. George Soros, his son takes over, and he's a hipster. He can't be that fucking smart. I mean, come on. He's educated like the rest of us. Gonna be a mess. Gonna be a mess. But that's why you gotta keep it satellite. That's how Zuckerberg got screwed. And Elon Musk. 2 billionaires crying. The sad face. It was so great. Because it's the same expression I have on my face when I bounce a check. You know what I mean? Or when you're going through the register and you run the card and then there's that long pregnant pause of a wait where you're trying to find out whether or not you're going to have to make some embarrassing kind of cover up for why it declined you. Oh, I'm sure the money must not have been transferred from my other account. I don't know what's going on here. I don't understand where this... my spaceship blown up. $320 million down the shitter. Too sad, Elon. Too sad. The only time these fucking guys show emotion. When their money's gone. Zuckerberg, real disappointed. Really disappointed. I would have hated to have been a cat around his house that day. Or a dog or something, because I'm sure Zuckerberg was just walking around, just looking for pugs to kick. Just because, 200 million satellite and I could free the world. Oh, yeah, okay, another messiah complex with money, great. Every billionaire is their own messiah, that's how it works. The Rothschilds have their own angle, the Soros guys, they have their own angle. Everybody's got their own angle for their, saving the world thing. I wish we just let them blood sport it out. I'd like to see George Soros' fat ass carry some ammo around a fucking battle zone for a while. I think that would be amazingly funny to watch these guys who basically let people get killed at their profit every day. Let them fucking deal with it. Let them chuck some stuff. Yeah, good. Or better still, come to the terms with the fact that there's so few of them and there's no way they could hire enough people to protect them. Jerry says it in front of the DEA. Gee, Jerry, was that a death threat? Well, it's kind of a joke because Lenny Bruce versus the United States. That's where we're going with that, kids. Supreme Court, you couldn't kill those justices off in time to stop that one. This is one of the real freedoms. The only freedom of speech you'll ever have is doing stand-up comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Millennials, it's the only place you get to say what you want, even if it's blasphemy. Even if it's blasphemy. And that was the point of George Fish. Exactly. George Fish, I don't normally like political material because it's usually just me. You know what I mean? Over here ranting like a crazy man in the corner, and then George shows up and there's two of us, I feel much better. I'm not, and I love my comedy friends, man. I don't care where you fucking come from. I don't care. It's like, whatever, we're doing comedy. We're doing the Lord's work. God, especially the Church of Cannabis, talking about laughter is part of the whole canon. That's part of the deal. It goes hand in hand. You smoke that weed, you laugh. It makes it more apparent of the failures of others when you go, Jesus. Not a problem. You can go shopping for things online like an alarm clock vibrator with a straight face. You can go in there, and the thing looks like a spatula, which is really awkward. It's really just a question. They took the guts out of an old vibrator, they slapped it to a spatula, and really, you're sticking the handle up in there. That's all, Doot, doot, doot. And there's a snooze on it, which is really weird, that you would be banging your junk trying to shut it off in the morning, and the next thing you don't know why you've got S&M tendencies. You don't know, but every time bang him in. Ow! Ow! Millennials. Now my sex toys tell me when I'm late for work. Oh, great. Jerry, you got about a half hour for work. You can rub one out before you get there. It's only a 20-minute drive. That's why you got to speed shift this shit. That's why if you're a professional jacker-offer like myself, you will have the Kleenex at hand. You will be ready. You will be prepared. You will be able to wake up in the middle of the night out of a semi-coma and still rub it out with grace. 5 minutes, you're back to sleep. Professional job. Just saying. Don't need no Xanax. That's God's way of relaxing you. Masturbate. Right? Everything else is so sinful and original sin and blood and guilt and blood, guilt. You're just rubbing it out. Every muscle in your body feels loose. You feel better. You can go to sleep. Smoke a joint. Try to remember how many times you rubbed it out. If you see blisters, loosen up. You just know, there's things you know. There's things you just know. It's not herpes, it's friction. That's what that is. It's the wrong blisters. You just gotta know. I thought I had you like how the Virgin Mary had the birth without the sex. I thought I had the herpes without the sex, but it really was a question of grip. It was a grip. And because you don't think about it at times, but I was working in a lumber yard at the time, and the calluses were right, and I had this one right here. And I'll tell you what, it was like I dug a channel in the side of the thing. It was like, I don't know, man. If I was sanding a canoe, it probably would have been like that. You know, I could plane wood with my hands. I literally did. So, incidental comedy right there. What does desperation push you, Jerry? Well, jerking off jokes, that's where. It's the only place I can talk about this with a straight face. Lenny Brewster was United States. They'll be like, oh, yeah. Don't bring it up at school. Okay, I got to take it to the church. All right, whatever. It's almost like they never changed congregations around here, you know what I mean? Said we don't bang them in the closet downstairs. That's for the neighbors. Oh, no. They're okay. I'm sure they're taking lots and lots of Eli Lilly pharmaceuticals. Shortening their lifespan every second they take one, which is a great thing. I think you should be able to do it to yourself. If you're that stupid that you need to take some asshole's word for it, that there's this new improved pill you can't live without, and you just take it because they're wearing a lab coat, we've been a pill country for years. I remember when I used to take Sudafed, about a handfuls, because I had hay fever, and they would just chuck you up with amphetamines. That's how they handled it back in the 70s to the 80s. In the 80s, nobody noticed because they were doing so much coke anyway. You know, kid's got a runny nose or he's a cokehead. You don't know. But, you know, oh, that's the illegal drug. Oh, there's the legal drug. No, there's the illegal drug and there's the legal drug. What's the difference? Well, the legal drug is usually pushed by fucking guys who'd rather, you know, take your money than worry about your actual health. And the whole point of it is to keep you hooked on it. And keep paying out because they make money off Medicaid. That's why the socialized medicine, everybody's so shitty about it. Because really, when it comes down to it, they can't overcharge you for medications if it's government, right? That's where all the money is. Why are we talking $600 for an EpiPen? The fuck's up with that? Anaphylactic shock? You can make that shit in your kitchen. Hell, we're in a country now you can't even get your own rainwater, for Christ's sakes. You know? You can't get your own milk. You're a farmer. Those Amish fuckers got it lucky, man. They got in that religion clause early. I wish we would have done that back in 1901 or whatever. When they were giving away territory, we could have run out there and claimed our own stake for First Church of Cannabis, and we'd be 100 years into it right now, and everybody would be like, well, it's a 100-year-old institution. By God, they know what the fuck they're talking about. You know? Like the Red Cross. Red Cross, what is the Red Cross anymore? The Red Cross is a group that doesn't take any donations but money. The Red Cross. Disaster relief. Because when you're laying out in the middle of a field covered in tornado damage, you need to have some money in your hand. Here's $1, son. That's practically a cottage industry in this fucking state. Holding a cardboard thing at a corner. That's how you get done. There are more people making more money on the street corners in this town with cardboard signs, which is crazy. And those guys are doing great. They only work 3 hours a day. Do you know that? 3 hours a day. They work in shifts. You go to Keystone, I know there's 3 of them. There's chubby fat guy, there's skinny meth head, and then there's old fake war veteran. Okay, and they work in tandem, and they do rotations. I drive by there every day, going and taking my kid to school. I see him 3 hours prior. I got to go back and pick him up. I see the shift change with these fucking guys. It's like the Wile E. Coyote and the shepherd dog. You know, when they would clock in for work. It's like that with homeless people. Hey, George, how you doing? Oh, you been underneath the bridge? Yeah, I've been under the bridge. How you doing? You got this corner for 2 hours? Yeah. Where do you guys keep coming up with Sharpies? How the fuck does that work? You know what I mean? I have a hell of a time. I'm writing notes all the time. I can't afford Sharpies that much. You guys have them like in fucking tons. You got a new sign every day. You know, new ailment, a new military service every couple of days. You know, it's getting harder to fake the whole Vietnam thing. Yeah, because they're not that old. You know what I mean? So you gotta, you know, do you say go for it? Do you say one or two? You know what I mean? There's too many factors here that throw it off. It was easy. Korea, you knew it was Korea. Vietnam, you knew it was Vietnam. Are you calling in reinforcements? Is that? All right, fuck it. For the record, this colon is clean. I prepare for all my cavity searches the same way I prepare for all auditions for comedy clubs. You want to be a star? Okay, let me check your asshole. Used to be that was an agent, but now it's just me. All right, guys. Well, we are out of time, and I do believe I hear the choppers coming in. I want to leave you with one last impression. I think I'll do it. I've been kind of kicking this around because it's kind of stupid, but I thought with all the transgender stuff, you know, Caitlyn Jenner, which is great. You know, I don't have a problem with it, but I think it's a disturbing trend if every old dude in Hollywood decides to get a sex change. I mean, you'll have Arnold transgender. Hey everybody, why don't you come over here and give me a kiss? There's a sale at Penny's. Run for the counter. Run to the counter. Okay, all right. See, and that's why nobody ever comes back here. I'm Jimmy Goble, and that's my time. Thank you guys for coming out. Good night.